Welcome to Take Binomial. From today I am going to start a new series on Flutter. So let's start with how to set up the Flutter in the Windows. I will share this URL in the description box. Now select the Windows option, Android. If you scroll down, you will get what are the system requirements. We need the editor here, so we can go for the Visual Studio Code. We also need to install the Flutter SDK. So if you don't have the VS Code installed on your system, first proceed with the installation of the VS Code and then go with the Flutter. So on my machine, the VS Code is already installed. So I will follow the step for the Flutter installation. Open the VS Code. Now here select Flutter New Project. As the SDK is not already installed, you will get here the download SDK option. Just select it. Now select the location, let's say C drive. The installation is complete. Just check the output. Now here is one option, Android toolchain. So either you need to install the Android Studio or Android SDK needs to be installed on your system. In my machine I already installed the Android SDK and the Android home and SDK root, both the paths are set in the environment variable. Now you can set here Android emulator, Android command line, platform tools. All these Android related paths are already set in the environment path variable. So if you don't have the Android SDK already installed on the system, then you need to first install it, set all the required path variable. You need to install the Java on your system also. So here the Java path is also set in the environmental variable. Chrome is already installed on my system. We may need Visual Studio, but currently we will follow the Android application, therefore we will ignore this part. Android Studio will not use. Then VS Code is already installed and this is the setup. On the C drive we will get here the Flutter folder. Select the bin folder, copy this path. Here you will get the option for the extensions. Just search for Flutter. Now install this VS Code extension for the Flutter. One, select the Flutter new project. Select the application. Then let's select some folder. I'm showing your Flutter project is ready. Press F5 to start running. You can select here the device. Let's say Chrome. Okay. You can select the age also. And now these are the emulators that I already created on my system. In the part 1 and part 2 of these tutorials, I already explained how to download and install the Android SDK on your system and how to create the emulator to run the Android application. Now let's say Chrome. Now here you can observe that the application is run successfully on the Chrome. At the bottom you will get here the selected device. If you click on it, it will display the list of the devices. Now let's select some emulator. Now the emulator is launched. Just run here, start debugging. Now you can see that the application is run here, deployed on the emulator, and it's working fine. If there is issue related to emulator, then please add this path in the environmental variable Android tools bin folder and restart your system. So this is very short video to understand how to set up the Flutter on the window, how to create your simple first application, run it in the browser as well as on the emulator. Thank you. Bye bye.